Are we live? Are we national? How the fuck are y'all doing today? Let me get me a soda real fast. Product placement. Fucking dinero. Nah, I'm kidding. So, it's time for another Wary with Cary, but also kind of what I was workshopping last time. Brings my piss to a boil. But now it's what pissed me off today. What pissed me off today? This is a video I'm surprised I'm making because I didn't expect to have to make a new one this fast. Not that I put a lot of effort into videos, let's be honest. Put about fucking 5 seconds of thought into these things. Anyway, what pissed me off today, I just found out. So anyway, this relates to the fact that the Peacock now has the WWE Network, although not the complete network because apparently that's gonna take all the way to SummerSlam. And it's a very limited network because you have like I think every WWE pay per view. I think, not even sure. I know every WrestleMania is there and every SummerSlam. I don't think every single one is there. Like I think they're missing quite a few. They were like one offs. But I know I've seen like the Wrestling Classic there, so they have put some old ones. It's just I don't think they put the whole thing. But ECW has maybe 4 pay-per-views, no shows, like no, not even at the WWE version of ECW, much less the old school or the TNN, which they own all this. This is all on the network. The network is still up till April 4th, I believe, the app. And that's not on Peacock. WCW, there's no Nitros. There's some Saturday nights. I think there's about 10 WCW Saturday nights from like 1993. And the network never had all the Saturday nights. They should have had them, unless they don't have the tapes. I don't see why they wouldn't. But they never put up all of them, like all the ones from, I believe, like 1990 to 2000, basically. They never put up all the Sunday Night Heat theater. There's no Sunday Night Heat up there. There's no Saturday Night main events. So it's very much limited network. There's still a lot of stuff on there. Like you still could watch a lot of different stuff. But besides the fact that there's no match markers, which I hate, but it's not that bad. It's just you basically have to use some kind of way of knowing what you're looking for in a show. And because I haven't really watched a Raw or SmackDown there, it's not really an issue because I look at pay-per-views and I can look up on my phone what the match order is. So I look for a match if I'm going to watch a match on there. But what pissed me off is that I found out today that now, in addition to the fact that they're going to take till SummerSlam to put all the content up, and after April 4th, the network itself will not exist anymore, only on Peacock, they are removing content from the WWE Network, and the Peacock, whatever you want to call it, the Peacock or whatever. So, what are they removing, you might ask? Well, first of all, we have the infamous segment where Vince McMahon says the N-word to John Cena on pay-per-view. That's real, if you didn't know that. It was at Survivor Series 2005, that's gone. No real big laws necessarily, but I'll explain why. And I didn't like Vince saying that either. I thought it was stupid and cringe, and at best it makes Vince look like a fucking edgelord. And even Cena looked like he was shocked at what the fuck he just heard. But the other one that has been removed, and there might be more, is the Roddy Piper Bad News Brown WrestleMania 6 match. The match itself is completely gone, as well as the interview before. This is a match where Roddy infamously, he painted himself half black. He put on a white glove during the match to try to match Bad News Brown or something like that. In his promo, he kind of was like trying to sing Billie Jean. So like, it's very cringe. It's really not good to watch. It's not even a good match. It's really bad. I think it'd probably be up there. It probably would be, in my opinion, Roddy Piper's worst WrestleMania match because it's not. It even, spoiler alert, I guess if you haven't seen it, so I guess don't watch this part. But it ends in a double countout. You don't even get a fair fucking finish for this really bad feud. And the match itself, there's nothing really good about it. The crowd doesn't really care. And, they could have did better. Piper was feuding with Rick Rude. I don't know why he didn't wrestle him at Mania before this. But anyway, they removed the whole match. And it's a really weird edit where you can tell, like, the match before is Brutus Beefcake, Mr. Perfect. And after Beefcake is cutting the hair of the Genius, you suddenly get a shot of the crowd and Gorilla Monsoon going, "There's plenty of more action here at WrestleMania." It's a really fast jump cut. Now, like I said, this match is nothing special. And it's very cringe to watch now. I don't know what Roddy Piper was thinking. It was just bizarre. I'm not hating on Roddy Piper. I'm just saying I don't know why he would do that. It's just kind of dumb. and Vince McMahon was just being an idiot. But the fact that they're going through and removing content is exactly one of the things I kind of knew was gonna happen. I didn't like about the damn Peacock, about this idea of the network going to Peacock, because WWE Network, and WWE for that matter, for all my criticism of them, and for all the problems I've had with the network, they do not edit content. Like, other than there's some songs that are missing, which is stupid. That's the whole issue. Like, they don't even have like The Rock singing his rock concerts, even though he's singing parody songs that would be protected by fair use. I don't know if WWE's lawyers don't know what fair use even means, or some shit. Like, they think they'll get sued. It's fucking ridiculous. That's a whole separate issue. But for all their bullshit, except for that, they have never like removed any matches specifically from shows. If they have the show up, they have the full matches and segments. And that's not the truth of Classics on Demand, because they removed Chris Benoit segments and matches, which makes sense to some degree. If you remember WWE Classics on Demand, you might not. You know what the hell I'm talking about. It was like basically like WWE Network, but you had it once a month on the on demand service, and you had to sit there and scroll through, and it was just like a few options each month. It'd be like 2 pay-per-views and a couple of shows, sometimes just single matches and segments. Anyway, though, point is they never would remove. They haven't removed anybody or anything from the network, as far as I know. The only time they have was pretty recently. They took down a tables, letters, and chairs pay-per-view at a WrestleMania. Then they went back up, and I don't know why. It was never explained. I don't know if it was just a mistake. Maybe they were testing. Oh, apparently WrestleMania 24. I forgot. Sora's the one who told me they had to remove a song from Floyd Mayweather's entrance. Something to do with like the song he had was a copyright claim. That makes sense. I understand that. That's the thing I can understand if you remove that. But this is the case, and that one is WWE Network for 7 years never removed content. They never tried to censor anything other than what's already censored. Obviously, there's edits to songs, stuff like that kind of suck, but they didn't go so far as just take out whole segments and shit. With the exception of the rock concerts and stuff like that, and singing. I don't know why they think someone singing a song is not protected under fair use, because it is. Like, it literally is, especially if it's a parody of that song. But anyway, now we are less than a month into the Peacock era, and already content is being removed. And my thing is that, first of all, fuck censorship. I don't like censorship. I understand people have a right to censorship, but I don't like it. I think it's shit. Especially on a service that you're choosing to watch. Like, you want to put disclaimers up. I have no problem with putting disclaimers up for shows that you might think are offensive. If you want to put something about WrestleMania 6 up, go ahead. But, and same for Survivor Series. Same for the whole Attitude, if you want to, and say maybe you might see something here, maybe don't watch. I mean, that they had disclaimers up for years on ECW shows, so it's not really a big deal. Ever since WWE owned them, they've always put those disclaimers. They tell you, like, this is for mature audience and all that stuff. You know, basic shit. But going one step beyond just removing content completely, that is fucked up to me. And it's why from the beginning, I didn't like the Peacock idea. Everybody was on board with it, like, oh, this is so much better, so much better. Now you get all these service. You get the service of, you just pay one price, and you get the Peacock, and you can watch all these shows too, like The Office, and like, what was 30 Rock, Modern Family. Everybody hates Chris on there. I do like Everybody Hates Chris. Bird Rock from the Sun also, I like that. But, so my thing was, from the beginning, was like, I don't really care, because, okay, if I want to get Peacock, I can get Peacock by itself. And if you have the WWE Network, you can get that by itself. Why do you need to have these two things? Why is it necessary? Like, the difference is basically $5. Is it really that big a deal? Plus, I didn't really care about Peacock. I didn't even really know it existed so very recently. I knew of it, but I didn't really pay too much mind to it. But and also I kind of knew by navigating it when I did that the navigation was very shit. That you couldn't have any ways to do chapters, and I was like, well, if you're bringing a network there, how the hell are you going to even search up your matches or anything like that? And apparently, there's no plans to put match markers. I didn't like this idea from the beginning. I was one of the few people that didn't think this was cool. I thought it was shit. I thought it was stupid. I thought it was ridiculous. And then you get people kind of like, well, you don't want WWE to make $1 billion? Yeah, good for them making $1 billion. It's not like they're going to share it with all their wrestlers. So, first of all, they might give a few raises, but it's not like the wrestlers themselves are all getting the $1 billion. But, whatever. Fuck. Whatever, yeah, fine. They can make $1 billion. That's great business for them. But what they did was basically sold the network to somebody else, and now they can do anything they want with it. And that's their right. I'm not trying to say that's not their right. They can do whatever they want, but it sucks ass. It's fucking shit, and it pisses me off. Because who knows what next they're going to take away. And the thing about it is that If you were gonna do this shit, there should at least been the option to keep the network around as an app if you wanted to, and a separate thing, even if you had to pay. But after April 4th, it's just gone. And keep in mind, there's a whole chunk of stuff they haven't uploaded, so I don't know what's gonna happen with that. I don't know what is gonna happen. Like if other mentions and segments will be completely removed, and if completely maybe complete pay per views just won't be uploaded at all. Who knows? We don't know. We don't know, and it's kind of fucked up. That pissed me off. I think it's shit. I think it fucking sucks ass. I don't like that. Sorry for close up. It makes me really glad I kept a lot of my wrestling DVDs because I did think about selling some of them. I did sell a few. But I still have a lot, and I'm happy to have them because this is basically like them saying, I don't even know if the documentaries are going to go up on the network. I mean, on Peacock. From the network. They're on the. There's first of all, the wrestling documentaries they've had over the years, not all of them are on Peacock. And I don't just mean like the obvious, like the Chris Benoit doc, that's not there. But like even the, I think they don't even have the Eddie Guerrero. They might though. I'm not sure on that. But I do know for a fact I was looking for the Jake the Snake Roberts Pick Your Poison, and it wasn't on there, and I wanted to see that. And I don't have that DVD anymore. I used to have it, but so they haven't even uploaded any of those. They might not upload some. Who knows? Who fucking knows? It kind of sucks. Fucking bullshit where shit can just be removed. You don't even know about it till you find out, like checking online, or till you want to watch a show. And it's really weird to remove a match from WrestleMania because even if the match sucks ass and is no good or it's not interesting, like it makes the WrestleMania feel incomplete. Oh, yeah, that's what pissed me off today. I'm trying to think, is there anything else that pissed me off today? I don't know, it's on my head, not really. So, I'll just talk about some good shit. Oh, wait, I'll tell you something funny. So, that, I won't say his name, but that YouTuber that we make fun of sometimes, the hardcore trooper, who, their initials are like CFAU. They have a new video. He has a new video saying prepare, something along the lines of prepare March 1st, America will end. And I haven't watched the video. I just checked it to see if it was anything worth making fun of. But I'm just gonna laugh because I feel like making a video on May 1st, not March 1st. On May 1st, laughing at his ass like, yeah, we're still here, dude. What's your these truthers are so obsessed with end time prophecy. They just can't. They always want to be like, the world's gonna end, America's gonna end, then nothing happens, then they move the goalposts. It's fucking ridiculous. Just like the fucking idiots who keep claiming Trump is gonna become president or is still president or he's gonna take back the presidency. It's not gonna fucking happen. The shit's over. The fuckhead fascist tried to do his fucking coup and failed. And unfortunately, we live in a shitty country that don't even fucking arrest people for that shit. Don't even put him on trial or do anything. And he's running around fucking plotting his next move and trying to start a political party and having idiots and then like trying to sue fucking my Dominion despite them doing nothing. And like that's as far as they went though. He ain't gonna fucking get any closer unless he runs again because again we were in a country run by fucking morons and cowards. Complete and it, there's nothing you can do about that. So that got negative fast in it. But anyway, May 1st, I'm gonna laugh my ass. I might just make a video laughing my ass off about that. And I was gonna do some recommendations because why not? Why not? I watched a movie recently on the HBO Max. Besides Snyder Cut, Justice League, I watched the Tom and Jerry movie. It was really funny. I like that movie. Hey, check that out if you want. See if you like it. The one that's live action with the animals. It's kind of a weird movie because they don't. There's like no reason for all the animals to be cartoons. They just are. Like there's no. Then the plot is kind of paper thin. But it's funny. It has its moments. I really enjoyed it. And ever since I heard it, I had that song in my head. Can I kick it? I got stuck in my head. Can I kick it? Yes, you can. That song. And another thing I would say a little more different is it's a show. It's a miniseries. Yeah, I was gonna say miniseries. What's a miniseries? Maybe Uncle Bort knows. Uncle Bort, what's a miniseries? Anybody know where Uncle Bort is? So we could ask him what a miniseries is. And who the fuck is Mario Judah? And who let the dogs out? But it's a mini series on Netflix called Ghoul. Ghoul. I said it weird like that because it's the I think it's in Hindi. It's supposed to be set in India. The show is and like a dystopian future run by dictators and an authoritarian government, and it has some pretty interesting political elements. But the main story is about this ghoul that's they're all scared of, that they're trapped in this one prison. There's really a torture place like Guantanamo Bay, and it's about like there's this ghoul that's been summoned and it's trying to kill some of them or hurt them or bringing out their worst, knowing like their secret stuff. It's a really good show. I'm trying not to spoil it because it gets. I will say it's got 3 episodes and they're like 40 minutes each, and it's called Ghoul. Look it up on Netflix. I will say the first episode is a little slow, but that's because it's setting the pace of the story and making you understand who the main characters are. But 2 and 3, and especially 3, oh, it gets good. And I hate this shit, do negative shit, but also a show I wouldn't recommend and I really didn't like that me and my friend watched. It was 8 episodes long and not good at all. Very bad, especially the ending was this show. It's on Netflix. If we're looking for vampire stuff to watch, and it's called Immortals. I believe they're Turkish, but it's dubbed. And the plot is basically this one lady vampire wants to kill the vampire who made her because if she kills him, she'll turn human, but she has to be the one to kill him, which is part of the plot. And then like he wants to stab himself with this magic knife in this ritual. The guy she's trying to kill, and he'll become like super immortal where he can't be killed by anything. And there's a bunch of humans that they hunt vampires, and they live kind of in the poor part of the town they're in. And there's like a metaphor for how the vampires killed them and nobody cares, but also society doesn't care because they're poor, so they don't care when they die anyway. And that's kind of cool. There's parts of the show that are really good, but it's so slow, first of all, and it's so stupid. And the bad guy, he's so weak. You from the beginning, you're told like he's the strongest, baddest dude. This guy named Dimitri, and I mean, you watch it. I guess spoiler if you actually want to watch it, but I would recommend not. Like pretty much halfway through the show, one of the characters that has a feud with him has a fight with him, and he basically whoops that. I mean, it's a pretty even fight, but he clearly won. And then because Dimitri brings his friends to back him up and like capture him, that's the only reason he wins. So at that point, like it's shattered. There's no chance that you're gonna buy this dude as this big bad dude, and he's all over the place. He falls in love with the main character too, and they fuck at one point, and like she's weird too. And then there's another character that's deceptive, and like it's just really dumb. I didn't like it. And it's like they had some good elements in it, like the idea of humans fighting vampires, and they are very poor themselves, and they like can see society doesn't care about them, so they don't even notice when vampires are killing them. That's interesting. That's something you could build on. And even the idea of somebody trying to kill a vampire to get their humanity back and the whole ritual. But no, and they also, one of the worst things about the show that makes it really bad is they do all kinds of shit off camera. There's literally a part when Dimitri is talking to this lady who represents the first vampires or whatever, and she's representing them, and like he tells her he killed all the other first vampires. Of course, off camera. She doesn't even like call anybody or try to ask somebody to check on this. She just takes his word for it. That might have been something I would like to see him like these vampires fighting, because if the first vampire was that strong, they should have been that easy to kill, right? Like it should have been like a big old fight. Nope. Like there's very little fighting or action. There's so much. They show so much about like love and romance too, which is annoying. But I could deal with that if the fighting was good. Not that love and romance is bad sometimes. Sometimes it's interesting, but like there's just no action. And Dimitri spends most of his time in a fucking bar, looking about as miserable as I am watching the show. It's really bad. I was just Ghoul though. Ghoul's good. I would highly recommend Ghoul, especially because it's not very long too. Another thing about Immortals too, if it near the end of episode 6 really made it look like they was gonna get good because they were like teasing this big old battle, and then there was shit. Just really nothing. It was bad. I mean, I've seen worse shows, but yeah. Also, the dubbing was really bad, especially for most of the like human vampire killer guys. There's one guy, he'd be like, fuck what you say? And his voice would just like not match at all what the guy, and the look he had, it didn't fit my head, and like, not because, also I have a weird thing that like, dubbing wise, if it's anime, I don't really notice that the English isn't matching the lips, but if it's live action, yeah, I notice that shit. It's kind of hard to not notice. Kind of like how I hear pipe cheers in wrestling. Now it's kind of hard for me not to notice they're piped because, oh man, that's considered. But I would highly recommend Ghoul, Tom and Jerry too. Well, what have I been watching lately besides wrestling and like, I don't know, what was the thing I was watching? The Mandalorian? No, we watched that a while back. That was a good show too. Well, I'm assuming you probably saw that. Everybody watched. Whoever watches probably saw the Mandalorian. That's a really good show. Season 1 and 2, really really good. I think I watch more YouTube videos than shows now. But anyway, so that's it. I just wanted to say that's what pissed me off today. This bullshit with the network. But check out Ghoul if you get a chance. Avoid Immortals. Check out Tom and Jerry too if you want. That's it. Have a great fucking day. Thanks for watching.